All right, pre-show shenanigans. This is one of the most appalling things I've ever seen in my life as a student.
Some would say a criminal offense.
I like technically not, but in terms of
As,
social
as it comes to
norms,
like class conduct,
yeah, yes,
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 yes.
yes, yes. Like this is way worse than anything Connor Stallions did. Okay, at least Connor
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Stallions
whoa.
had good
Well, there's
intentions.
creativity with that one.
Okay, and another thing is, I mean, we have a lot to break down with the Michigan scandal, but I
It
don't know
keeps
how much
getting better
time
and better.
I don't know how
No,
much
we're gonna
time we'll
have to
have
make
for
time.
that.
We have
But
to make
I mean,
time.
but with this story, I mean, this might take this might take up so much time. We might not even have time to fully dive into it. And Everett, I'm not sure if you saw this, but Padres took out a $50 million
I did
loan.
see that. I just
But
saw that.
okay. There was a kid in my class next to me who brought a spit cup for his Zin. So I'm not calling out the Zinners. I'm not calling out the Zinnicini Alfredos of the world. I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
Dustin
I'm
May, we're
calling
not doing
out,
you like that, okay?
yeah, oh, yes, just Zin May. I am not doing that to you. I
TJ
mean,
Hawkins in, we're
we
not
are
doing you like
forgetting
that
about your
either.
team, like actually every single player, every single
Justin
skill player.
Jefferson.
Jordan Addazin, Kirk Cousins, Alexander Madison. I mean, the whole team. Cam Akers. That's why he doesn't get PT. That's why. It all makes sense now. It all adds up. Ooh, wait. Now there's not KJ Oz. No. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
It adds
anybody
up.
else. Oh,
It adds up.
Harrison Smith.
Ooh, okay. That's why he will be a Viking for life. Okay. That is why. We know now. We know now. Patrick
Harrison
Peterson.
Phillips.
Wait, Patrick Peterson. Ooh, shit. We might
Oh,
have.
fuck. No. You screwed it up. That
We're gonna
might have to
pretend
get
that
caught.
he would just
That
never
doesn't
played.
exist.
Okay, but back to the main point. Okay, I don't know if I've ever had more secondhand embarrassment for someone in my life. Seeing this person bring a spit cup to class. Now, many things to dive into here. First, from a peer perspective to the other college students in the class, I had a visceral, gut wrenching reaction when I saw this and noticed it. I had to mentally take myself out of the class. I had to, look at it from a bird's eye view. Okay. It was like Assassin's Creed. And I went up into the bird's eye view.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I like left my body and I'm now a spectator looking in on the class. And I was like, holy shit. Like, first, to a degree, I respect him for having the balls to just have it. And it was just on his desk. Okay. He wasn't like putting it like next to his chair or anything, trying to make it subtle. Like he was trying to make a statement to the class that he has a spit cup and he does not care.
Yeah, he
So
has a nicotine addiction. He really wanted to make that one poignant.
yeah, and that the spit cup, so many things to dive into here. Uh, and the only reason why I like noticed this is because the kid asked a question and before he asked, he's like, sorry, and like made a big deal of spitting into it. I was like,
You just know he thinks he looks so
fraud alert,
cool.
fraud alert, fraud
Yeah.
alert.
You just
I know
he thinks that he looks like the sick like dude like in the TV show, like
yeah,
he's like the cool guy doing the new trend.
1000%. No, that's not the image that he portrayed by doing that. That's not the look that he wanted to get. Okay, so yeah, not a great look, but also okay from a student professor relationship. I Now I know it's technically not illegal to zin in class, but I mean, obviously the professor's gonna have a negative opinion of him for the rest of the semester.
Yeah, that's gonna be an uphill battle to get an A in that class. What class is it, by the way?
It's not a hard class. It's an Excel class. So, which I guess if you're I that's as less subjective as possible. Like it is just numbers. Like you're either right, you either get the number and know how to do it or not. So I guess if you were going to be in a class where you don't care what the professor thinks, it would be that class. But still, I, I it just
Let's also
there's
ask what time is this class at?
noon. Now,
Okay, all right.
better than if it was 8
It was like a 9
That'd be
a.m. Yeah, that'd be a
hilarious,
little
but
brutal.
so noon, get a slight pass there. Maybe he's dieting. Maybe he's skipping lunch. Maybe he's doing intermittent fasting.
Trying to get
and
that
that's how
slim figure.
gets through
Yeah.
it. I don't know. But there's just so many factors in play there. So many red flags to do that. And he didn't see any of them. So
yeah, just
sure.
imagine you're popping a Zyn in, right? And obviously,
now quick side note, I will say I did not notice him popping a Zyn in. So if he did that in class, great sleight of hand.
So he
phenomenal sleight of hand.
So you're sure was a Zyn though, correct? Now the story's credibility is falling.
What else could it have been?
I mean, he's got a spit cup. The other alternative is,
but it wasn't. It was clear.
Oh.
We don't need to go into detail.
But I was going to say, obviously, between Zyn and Dip is more disgusting, right? Like everybody, it's way more disgusting.
I think I would have respected him more.
Why would you want to associate yourself with someone having the idea you have Dip in over? Like I don't get that.
I don't know, Everett. There's a lot of questions that we don't have the answers to. That's why we're discussing this.
I don't want to cut this conversation short, and I want
we can cut this one short.
I have some breaking news. Not good breaking news. Bob Knight has passed away.
Really?
Yeah, 1 minute ago. Yeah.
That is so ironic. I literally, my dad the other day sent me an art. So Bob Knight played at Ohio State. He went to college at Ohio State. And when he was a student there, he took a class under Woody Hayes, who is the legendary Ohio State football coach. And like, it was an article from Bob Knight talking about how, now we know Bob Knight as the basketball coach, of course. He was talking about how Woody Hayes was telling him like it was a history class. So it wasn't like a coaching class. It had nothing to do with athletics. He was saying though, seeing how Woody Hayes like addressed the classroom, how yes, he was the football coach. Everyone knows that's his main goal. But Bob Knight seeing how much effort Woody Hayes put into his history class when he was the football coach. Obviously, that isn't his main priority, but it was an important article for me seeing, I guess, like character. Even if it might not be important to you, you're still the authority figure. You still need to put in 100%, regardless if you want to do it or not. But I personally, I'm not going to act like I have many Bob Knight personal memories.
Yeah, I mean,
myself,
I obviously have very, very limited connections to him.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Bob Knight, Indiana basketball, synonymous. Bob Knight, like, now Indiana basketball, it's not quite where it is right now, but they're one of the established blue bloods of the sport.
Yeah, he's one of the founding, we'll say founding fathers of college basketball.
Yeah, actually. So that is awful to see. Bob Knight. I do know that he played or was an assistant for Coach K at the Army together, but obviously Bob Knight has impacted so many lives, not only college basketball, just around his entire community, and that is awful to hear. That is awful to hear. Thoughts and prayers to the Knight family. Hoosier basketball we'll be back to, okay? And I say we there as a Big Ten basketball fan, okay? When UCLA joins, we get all 11 of those natties. Those all count as Big Ten natties, okay? But without further ado, how do I even like clap to now? Okay. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today it is episode 166. I stand corrected. This World Series is actually so bad. Calling it mid would be an overstatement. James Harden is a Clipper. Connor Stallions got exposed for wearing Google glasses on the Central Michigan sideline. And the NFL was absolutely ridiculous yesterday on trade deadline. And ironically, a trade wasn't the biggest news of the day. But Everett, breaking news: James Harden is a Los Angeles Clipper. What are your thoughts?
They are assembling the 2014 All-Stars.
Yeah, that is. I'm sorry, I need to. My dad texted something very similar to that. Yeah, let me pull it up. I need to pull this up.
We've got Russell Westbrook.
I'm sorry.
Russell Westbrook.
Okay, from my dad. Harden to Clippers. Lol. They would be unstoppable if it were 2015.
Oh, off by 1 year.
But close. Right there. I'm just saying. When it comes to the NBA, I'm as casual as it gets. But even I know that Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. So Russell Westbrook will have 20 shots a game. Okay. He will demand the ball. Okay. He will
make 3 of them.
Yes. He'll shoot 20% from the field. Harden is going, okay, let's embrace debate. How soon will James Harden force a trade out of LA? How soon?
I don't know. There's a lot of strip clubs there.
So that is another thing we need to dive into. So strip club business in the LA area, something I am personally extremely familiar with. I'm an avid strip club connoisseur.
Don't know if I would have stated that one live on the pod, but okay.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely not being sarcastic here. I mean, look at
no, you're not. You're being dead serious.
I look the part. But let's just say Harden might put LA strip clubs back on the map. Okay. We know what it's like in Houston. They are thriving out there, but we're talking now about an entire industry in LA that's going to profit immense amounts from James Harden. So don't ever say he didn't help out small businesses.
Yeah,
James Harden's helping the community.
Who do you think is more excited about this trade? Clipper fans, Philly fans, or not Philly fans, 76er fans.
Yeah.
Philly fans technically too. And LA
Actually, no, you have a point. I would say Sixer fans now. It's not all Philly fans. And when I say Philly fans, I mean Eagles and Phillies pre-getting bounced. So for those fans,
individuals,
Sixers isn't built into that. Like the process did not work. Like, so you have a point there. Sixers fans are not necessarily, or Philly fans are not necessarily
Sixer fans. Yeah.
All Sixer fans are Philly fans.
Yes. It's like the Venn diagram where it's like, yeah, it's a little.
Yeah. But I actually think I would say Philly fans are the happiest. I do not know what they got in return. I just know they hate Harden. And I would actually say they are the happiest. If I remember correctly, he was on the Sixers, like with the Jimmy Butler team that lost to the Kawhi. So yeah, they're just running it back to mid. Right back.
Fun fact, Joel by the way, owner of the 76ers, same owner of the Commanders.
Okay, Everett. I'm gonna do this is for you. I'm gonna beef with Philly fans. Joel Embiid's gonna be a New York Knick. He's gonna be a New York Knick. Come on, guys. Stop lying to yourself. Stop acting like it's not gonna happen. Embiid's going to New York. Okay. Stop lying to yourself. You don't want to admit it because you know it's true and you know how much it'll hurt. But
yeah, the dynamic duo we all thought was going to run the NBA, Mikal Bridges and Joel Embiid.
Oh, no. That's Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, actually.
Oh, sorry. The dynamic trio.
That's how much we've forgotten about Ben Simmons, okay?
Oh, no. You can't put Ben Simmons back with Joel Embiid.
Definitely not.
I don't think that's good for
Jimmy Butler definitely has a restraining order from Joel Embiid. So like that will never happen again. Like it is very funny that actually it might be the Timberwolves that Jimmy Butler's like, we don't know.
It's
the Sixers.
He hates the Timberwolves.
Shit.
When he's talking about
one team that Jimmy Butler's
it's the Timberwolves. When he's talking about like his career path, he's like, yeah, I was on the Bulls and then I went to Philly and then Miami. No mention of the Timberwolves.
Yeah, damn it. I didn't mean. But sorry. Okay.
Hey, don't apologize to me, man. I don't. Okay.
But yeah, James Harden is a Clipper. The one thing I want to say, they had the video of Harden showing up to the locker room for the first time. Westbrook sitting there, dapping him up. Obviously, Thunder, they know each other. But you see Terrence Mann sitting right next to Westbrook. And the caption on the tweet was, the look in your eyes, seeing your minutes drop from 27 to 18 in real time. And I mean, that was literally it right there. Like seeing Terrence Mann's reaction, just like, oh my fucking God, there's no way this is happening right now. Yeah, I had to feel bad for Terrence Mann. That was just so funny. But that's all. You got anything else to dive into the NBA? Lakers, I think, are like 2-1, so hot start.
Timberwolves look terrible per usual.
Tanking for Cooper Flag. It's all right. It's all right.
Didn't meet him actually. Not literally. I didn't meet him. I didn't meet. But I saw him. Or like allegedly saw him.
I saw Caleb Williams. Yes.
Well, when I was in Vegas the other month, he was apparently in the hotel while I was there.
Ooh, so Flag, who is 17, I believe.
So all I'm going off of what somebody said. Somebody said that they saw him.
Do we have breaking news?
Somebody said they saw him there. Okay, so I'm just going off of that. All right.
UNLV, they're back on their recruiting visits, man. Holy shit, they're back. Red Rebels. But on a serious note, Cooper Flag is going to be the next great white Duke legend. Okay, he will follow in the footsteps of Leitner, of JJ Redick, of Grayson Allen. Cooper Flag is going to get it done.
I don't know if I throw in Grayson Allen in there, but
I'm just talking hated Duke players. That
JJ Redick, obviously, I mean, Duke. Now at Duke, that's fine. Duke. Now
JJ Redick,
beautiful.
Great podcast, by the way. Old Man and the Three, but he was talking about like how over time he like broke his reputation as the annoying Duke basketball player. And like, he was pretty much saying like in the NBA, as he became a role player, like wasn't the star player, like getting all the shine and love and just like putting in the work, being a role player, like being a good teammate and stuff. He was like earned his respect that way. I'm just saying though, like Leitner, such a side tangent, I know. But for the dream team back in the day, for the Olympic team, they'd have one college player on the team. Leitner was the one college player on the 1992 dream team. And I think he got 45 seconds of game time. He was in the club trillion.
Yeah, we've gone over that before.
Anyway, though.
The Tony Snell kind of stat line.
The Mark Titus special. But Leitner, in the practices, in the dream team doc, Leitner doesn't get any screen time at all. But like, I have a vivid memory clip of, I believe, Clyde Drexler dunking on him. And that must have been like the biggest hazing experience of his life. Like, you are surrounded by Jordan, Bird, Magic, Barkley, like all of them. And they are just dominating the absolute shit out of you. You are just out of college, haven't played in the NBA yet. And you're just getting demolished by NBA legends. Like,
Now, if you were like Kobe though, and you start putting up game versus them, if you remember in the Last Dance, where
the All-Star game,
in the Last Dance, MJ was like, yeah, I'm gonna show this kid. It's like I'm gonna win this against this kid one-on-one. After the game, he's like, all right, Kobe, like Jordan did win the matchup.
There are a lot of parallels between the 92 Dream Team when MJ and Bird were like, hey, this is our league. Michael, move over. And then they were like, oh, never mind. The torch has been passed. Little torch passing moment in, I believe, the 98 All-Star game. I believe 98.
Maybe. Yeah. Because it was his rookie year, right? Or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was his rookie year.
That was MJ's last year in Chicago. But regardless, way too much side tangent there. A lot of basketball. Pretty impressive.
I don't know how we managed to do that one, but yeah.
Quick on the MLB. I stand corrected. This World Series is off. With Adolis out now. After game one being like back and forth, I was like, this could be exciting, but now they're just blowout games. It was 10-0 in the third inning.
Yeah. Right. Didn't realize we were watching a football game.
Yeah, I mean, I was. Damn,
I was gonna make the
if
joke.
Only like the Pirates were in, so we can make like a Matt Canada offense.
I was gonna make a joke about how the Rangers put up more points than the Cardinals offense last week because they played the Diamondbacks, but didn't reach 24, so didn't get that far.
Yeah, but yeah, the World Series, I'll put a finger up. Very bad.
Yeah, you can't be dissing Corey Seager like that.
I'll be honest. I was being like, hey, let's try to not blame everything else. Let's try to see what are the Dodgers doing wrong. Maybe there's the playoff format. Maybe that actually is why we suck. And I do think they're going to change it. Like these are the lowest ratings. Like
in the last 10 years, but last 10 years, right? Decade, it was like since 2016.
Which is ridiculous. Like the COVID year was the lowest, but
no, this was lower than the COVID year.
No, I know, but I'm saying before that it was the COVID, but every single championship was down in the COVID year, so that makes sense. And because LA was playing in it, we have haters. But yes, but the more fun part, the actual interesting part, the Padres took out a $50 million loan a month ago in September to address short-term cash flow issues, which included player payroll. Now, first thing I want to point out, I'm going to assume the Padres aren't the only team to do this because they were with Bally Sports. Bally Sports went bankrupt. Many MLB teams are partnered with Bally Sports for their RSN. And so that is a major revenue stream that just gone. So that is a large reason why, but also a large reason why is because the Padres have been throwing money around, and we've been asking, where do they get this money from? Oh, loans. That's how they get it from.
Wait, so does that mean the bank could technically seize the Padres if they don't repay it? We have a bank-owned team.
Now we can really start the podcast. Okay. Could you imagine? Okay. This is what I'm trying to think about here. Okay?
What's like a local California bank?
A specific California state-only bank.
What was whatever the one I was gonna make a joke about the one that went bankrupt in San Francisco like last year, but instead we'll just go with this. Imagine they just get their loan from like say Capital One. Yeah, Capital One owns the Padres now. Greatest asset a bank has ever owned.
All right, it'd be very fun. You see Samuel L. Jackson now doing the commercials. Tell us what to do with the Padres. I mean, we got potential here, Everett. Okay. There are a lot. What I just thought of.
What's
right
in
away,
your wallet?
Now, I know we're talking banks here, but like, let's just say somehow there's a California state bank. Okay. Now, not going to get into a political talk here, but let's go back to a fun time when the California governor was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Imagine Arnie taking over.
Yeah, it's just state ran.
California, the A's, the Athletics. Okay. That's California. Arnold comes in, takes it over. God. Now the A's are back.
Hold on. I know that this is a funny segment, but I have a legitimate question now. If baseball teams can take out bank loans, what the fuck are the A's doing?
Well, the thing is, this is the thing about the A's. Because they spend so little, they actually do profit. Like, they are spending so little that it's not a large revenue stream.
Yeah, but if the whole issue is, well, I don't know if they were profitable after this past season.
Okay, I stand correct. Las Vegas, a lot of taxpayer money is going to that stadium.
Did they officialize that though? Because remember, they lost the land that they were going to build the stadium.
That is true, but I think they got that.
Either way, if the whole issue was we don't have money to be able to spend. Remember Moneyball and the owner's like, we just don't have the budget.
Just like,
the fuck you don't. Call up Wells Fargo, all right?
Well,
call up Samuel L. Jackson and Capital One in there.
It's the thing is, in terms of a GM owner relationship, to convince the owner to potentially put your franchise in a position where you need to take out a $50 million loan, you're going to have a pretty good baseball team, in effect, okay? You're going to have a pretty solid team on the field for that owner to be like, sure,
yeah, that collateral is just not there with the A's. The bank's like, we don't even want this.
So I do not know the name of the Padres owner. I should know that, but I know that his father was the former owner of the Dodgers. And I know that he, definitely grew up a Dodger fan. What the hell am I saying? His dad was the owner. Obviously, he grew up a Dodger fan, but bad judgment on his part. Xander Bogaerts was not worth that. No, he was not. Okay. You Darvish, that contract, probably not worth it. Great trade picking up Hader, but the rest of the pen. There are other guys that you got to bring out and put in games too. So yeah, Padres, I think we should be the bigger man here, Everett. I think we should help out our little brother. I'll use that term from Michigan. We'll take that Soto contract off your hands. We'll help you guys out financially. We'll turn that $50 million loan into a $20 million loan. Give us Soto. That Fowler applies to the Padres, not Juan Soto. Okay, that applies to the Padres, not Juan Soto. Okay, if Juan Soto joins the Dodgers and hits 150 in the postseason, I will never give an opinion on baseball ever again for the rest of my life. I will never do it for the rest of my life.
Taking a mental.
Clip that right now, okay? But that is the only player where I'm certain the Dodgers can't curse him. Only hitter right now. But okay, on to college football fun stuff. Everett.
Okay.
One and only.
I know you want to talk about Michigan.
Actually, before I get into it,
I want to let you have. I want that to be the meat of a college football segment before we get in the NFL. So before you get into that, I want to get my little bit. Obviously, college football playoff rankings came out. Differ from the AP polls.
Rankings, yes.
Differ from the AP polls. Big thing to note, which you'll probably talk about when it comes to the scandal for Michigan. Ohio State's number one. But big thing I want to say is Tulane ranked above Air Force. Major for us. And
it actually is a very big.
Also, for anybody saying that it's undeserving and Air Force deserves to be it, look at the strength of schedule, okay? Air Force has, I believe that their toughest opponent is ranked 78th in the country. Tulane's toughest opponent, the one loss to Ole Miss, ranked 10th. Without our starting quarterback, when we were in it till the fourth quarter. Okay, it's 17-point loss, but it really was like a 7-point loss. Some bullshit.
Now, if I don't have this by fact, I remember Lane Kiffin saying something along the lines at halftime of the Tulane game. We're playing awful. This is an amazing football team we're up against. So that's coming from Lane Kiffin.
It was we would lose if Mike was playing.
Yes, that was it.
That was it.
Even more telling. But yeah.
But also, I do appreciate the fact that, I mean, obviously we were talking about last year, we were talking on the podcast, we were like, well, these rankers, they don't care about the G5. They don't care about these teams at all. This year, it seems like they've actually paid attention to the G5, to these top programs, and have actually given credence to the schedule. There would be a time where they'd be like, oh, Tulane's got a loss. Yes, send them behind. But we've actually played difficult teams, and it was noted that our win on the road versus Memphis was like the clear defining game that they were like, okay, this team's better than Air Force. And I think that it gives me a secondary kind of viewpoint on we've always been talking should a undefeated 14-0 or not 14, 12-0 G5 team get in over a 1 or 2 loss Bama or something like that. I think it was a 2 loss Bama. Let's just say that, right? And it gives me a new definition on that. Yes, if that strength of schedule is difficult, but if it's like Air Force where it's not really that hard, Air Force plays Army this week, okay? And then they play Hawaii. So, I mean, those are 2 games you're 8-0. They're going to be 10-0. You should not be losing to Army. You should not be losing to Hawaii, okay? And
Hawaii, I mean, it's
Rainbow Warriors, all right? But if that's their schedule and Bama's a 2-loss team versus the SEC, right? I'm going to say put the 2-loss team in because they've played harder teams and won against harder teams. That Air Force is not going to be a good matchup. So
yeah, this is the one thing. So under this system 14, when Cincinnati got in, that was crazy. Okay, Cincinnati getting in, they were 13-0 undefeated AAC champ, and there were still rumblings no, they should not be in. Now, regardless what ended up happening in their playoff game, Cincinnati deserved to be in that playoff game, but also team-wise, strength of schedule, strength of record-wise, they also deserved it that way too over the alternatives.
Right, exactly.
I'm not going to act like Ohio State deserved to get in that year. Like, no.
I'd also like to state there are only 2 teams in the college football playoff rankings that have not played another team ranked in the college football playoff rankings. First team is Air Force. I know who
those are.
First team is Air Force. Second team, Michigan.
Michigan. I knew that. I thought Georgia was going to be in there.
No, Georgia has played. I think they played Ole Miss. Didn't they play Ole Miss?
I don't think so.
I'll have to double check that right now. But those are the 2 teams, I believe.
I think Georgia has already beaten Missouri. I think that's it.
Let's see.
I think that is it.
They played Kentucky. They play Missouri this week.
Wait, who is their ranked win? Do they play
Kentucky?
LS?
Kentucky.
But Kentucky isn't currently ranked in the college football playoff. Wait, what do you mean? Just AP wins?
No, it might. Maybe it's AP pool.
It's probably AP win. Wait. Are you saying?
Georgia could also be on that, but yes, it still applies to AP. Michigan hasn't won neither as Air Force.
So real quick, my one stance on Ohio's. Actually, let me finish this for Tulane. When it goes to a 12 team, this initial ranking for you. Now I know it's not this season, but this is one thing where I actually think Tulane, you guys should be pretty hyped on. And I'm not saying this to discredit. Well, I'm about to say something, and I mean this in the most lit way possible for you being affiliated with Tulane. Because you were the best G5 team last year, won the AAC, and you beat USC. Now, I know last year should have zero impact on this season. It shouldn't, but that's not how college football, that's not how the people doing these polls vote. They don't watch all these games, okay? So they are literally just going off of like, oh, well, I mean, Tulane won it last year. They beat USC. Yeah, they're the best G5 team. And I think the only way you lose that title as best G5 team is if you did not win the AAC. That's the only thing. Like, you control your destiny here is what I'm saying.
Oh, 100%. If we lose again and Air Force goes undefeated, Air Force will obviously be over us no matter what.
Moving forward, though, under the 12 team, this is uber hype for Tulane.
This is very good.
This initial ranking is the most hype shit of all time for Tulane right now. Because moving forward, you guys are going to start the season as the G5 team. And people need to take you down. That
I would like you to knock on some wood right now, though, if
I'm
possible.
Knocking. Now, I know. I'm just saying, obviously, things can change or whatnot. But this is phenomenal for you guys. Like, you control your destiny. That is great.
Okay, let's
one thing I did want to say though, real quick, about Ohio State being ranked number 1 over Georgia and Michigan. If we're talking resume here, Ohio State has 2 top 10 wins. Those are based off the AP poll, okay? Now, right now, Penn State's ranked 11th, Notre Dame's ranked 15th. So it's not like they've dropped out and these teams suck and those wins mean absolutely nothing. But my point is, those AP polls rankings, that should not carry as much weight. We should be looking at the team's rankings end of season when you evaluate those wins. For example, last year, Ohio State had a top 5 win for their college football playoff resume, Notre Dame week 1, and we know how they turned out the rest of the season. That should not be a top 5 win. It counted. The playoff committee said it was. That should not be. That's stupid. That's why preseason AP polls are dumb. They're so stupid.
But you are saying that if, let's say, you win against the 23rd ranked team in the nation late in the season, and then they end up falling out of it later after that loss or win.
That win should be devalued, yes.
But you should think it still counts as a ranked win.
No.
Comparison, you think that if any team, no matter what, if they were ranked and then fall out of rankings, no matter where in the season, it should not count as a ranked win.
Well, it should be reevaluated.
I think that it is reevaluated no matter
like
what.
Like the Notre Dame Ohio State win.
If you lose to a team that ends up becoming the 3rd ranked team in the nation, or if you beat a team that ends up becoming like the 15th ranked team in the nation, obviously I think it's going to change the valuation of that win or loss no matter what. But yeah. I do think that And I do think that if you win or lose to a team that was ranked and ends up falling out, I think it changes the evaluation too. But I still think you have to regard that matchup at that time as
I get
a
that.
ranked matchup.
I understand that. And
I do think that you do reevaluate it.
Like, I understand that. And I would also say that, like, for a team like Notre Dame, a top program, like, it was the first week of the season, but an undefeated top tier school, they are going to approach a game way differently, knowing that the season's still ahead of us, we're undefeated, than if it's in week 8 when Notre Dame was what, like 4-4. Like, it's a whole different approach and mentality. I understand that. I will just say though, that is one thing, the AP poll, that I disagree with. I think it's dumb how Ohio State will have 2 top 10 wins for the rest of the season, no matter what, even though Notre Dame and Penn State are very good and could end up.
Okay, let's get into what everybody's been waiting to hear about. Obviously,
yeah, okay.
Your weekly update, episodely update of the Michigan scandal.
Yeah, like last week I did not, or last episode on Monday, I didn't have like a major update because the things that came out were kind of just some confirmations.
Yeah, they were waiting to drop the Woj bomb of the scandal until this episode.
The big Woj bomb has yet to drop. I'm just telling you now. But Connor Stallions caught on the Central Michigan sidelines for Sparty game week 1. Okay, he was wearing the Facebook Ray-Ban glasses, which awful marketing, Zuckerberg. Okay, I was not even aware that technology existed.
I mean, he is all about invading people's privacy, so it kind of actually works.
Damn it. You got a really good point there. Okay, touche. But he does have glasses that can record video and audio, like the cookie glasses from Ned's Declassified. So Connor Stallions was recording stuff on the sideline. I have a very interesting quote, Everett, from I believe a current Big 12 coach who used to be a sign decoder when he was an assistant. This is what he had to say when asked about the Michigan sign stealing. I mean, you're shooting fish in a barrel. If I was able to do what Michigan was doing, that would be the difference between big time winning and losing. If you filmed all the signals from a game, you take that and put it into the film system and match up the play-by-play with what the opponent is running. And then, quote, I mean, it's over. Having a steady film of the signals during a game would be mind-blowing. To me, it would be the same as going and filming somebody's practice, which I'll touch on in a second. If I was on the Michigan staff and was part of that operation, I would be very uncomfortable using that info. To me, that's a big moral line in the sand that was crossed. So one thing I just want to say real quick about the sign stealing itself. Michigan fans are being like, who cares if we had your signs? You still got to match up and play football. True. Correct. Okay. There are many times where everyone in the stadium knows what the play is. Hey, if it's 4th and inches, tush push, everyone knows what's coming. Okay. So there are obviously examples where it's literally just will on will. Who is the better team? Did you execute or not? However, take yourself in the mind of a Michigan DC or an OC. Okay. Michigan DC more specifically. It is a 3rd and 1 goal line, red zone, massive critical play. They could run, they could pass, they could do anything. Now, typically, if you were an NFL DC, there is no sign stealing. It's all headsets. You're now in your bag. You're paying attention to personnel. Who are they bringing in? Are they bringing on tight ends? Are they going fucking heavy goal line package? That's how you're going to determine your play. You are noticing what they're doing. That will determine your play call. When you're sign stealing and cheating, you're not analyzing the football game. You're not feeling the atmosphere of the game. You're not realizing the situation you're in, thinking of past results, what they've been doing. You're waiting to see their sign, and based on that information, then you call your play. It's not coaching. It's just cheating. It's not coaching. There's no thought. The thought involved, that work's already been done in advance. On tape, scouting.
One thing that I'm realizing that I just want to point out, obviously Connor Stallion's massive plan was to be at Michigan. He didn't care about the NFL or anything. But imagine you're an NFL team and you think that this DC or this OC is like the smartest, like the next generation, the next Sean McVay, and you hire him, and then you realize that he actually has no idea what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, Mario Cristobal hiring Josh Gaddis at Miami. Look at that offense in 2022. Yeah,
Are we
Gaddis,
sure?
sign stealer.
Well, I was going to say something about Alex Grinch, but actually, I don't think he knows sign stealing exists. So that's just ineptitude.
Okay, let's get to this next little point. There's been some stats from the Athletic did a survey. They released some numbers. So first, 94% of head coaches think Michigan should be punished. 92% of head coaches believe that the sign stealing operation is worth 10 plus points per game. 84% of head coaches want coach to player headset comms. And this is the last thing, which is the biggest piece of cap that's ever been reported in a survey. Only 34% of head coaches have a signal stealer. That is beyond cap. That is so unbelievable.
Let's clarify something though with this signal stealer, right? Doesn't matter if it's 34% or not. The definition of that signal stealer is an in-game decoder, not a dude wearing sunglasses recording the game plan of another team.
Yes, I'm talking a GA sitting in the booth. He could have binoculars on for that. I don't care. And he's staring at the signs, writing down everything.
But an equal competitive like chance per each team.
Yes.
Is that the definition of that?
But this is why I want to say the 34% head coaches have a signal stealer. There's a reason to lie there, even if it's an anonymous survey. Okay. There's a reason to lie there. But 94% of head coaches think Michigan should be punished. What that number tells me is that 6% of the head coaches interviewed are doing something relatively similar of a sign stealing. Probably not that big, probably not that disgusting. But that shows me 6% of head coaches are like, let's not punish them too hard. We might get the same punishment too. That's what that tells me. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt. But for all the Michigan fans being like, who even cares? Doesn't even matter. No, it does. It fundamentally changes everything of game day operations.
I mean, also some of those teams that lost those games, if it was a close game, let's say Ohio State, okay, let's say Ohio State losing those games, you lose out on a lot of revenue because it might affect your chances to go to the playoffs, win the championship game, go to the championship game. It might screw up your chances to get certain recruits because now your record is worse, or they see a team beat you, i.e. Michigan.
Boosters they might not be as willing to give you as much NIL money.
They might be like, I want to go to this team instead now. Or they might be like, well, Ohio State's not running it, so I want to go to this different conference to this other team that might be running their conference. So there's a lot of things that are affected marginally by, it's not just win or loss. It's not just record. There are a lot of things that are going into this that affect the way that other teams operate and Michigan itself's revenue stream. Because obviously, since this has happened, they've gotten more wins, which means they've gotten more money. They've gotten better players. And because of that, I mean, at this point, right, let's just say
players. That's the one thing. The Michigan recruiting has not.
But let's just say, because I'm going to use your words here, that this team overall is an elite team. Talent, not what, just overall, it's an elite team. All right.
Yes.
Your words.
Football team.
Right.
Yeah.
Compared to a couple seasons ago, you would not have said the team a couple seasons ago was elite.
God, no.
But that's the difference that this could make is since this has started.
Yeah.
Michigan has had more and more elite teams, and now obviously with it being an elite team, you could argue like, hey, they're elite now. Maybe cheating's not as much of a factor because they could just get these wins. But in order to get to the team that they have now, that's how they got here. So their entire success to this point to get to where they are now, where they might be sustainable, is built upon that. And that's the issue.
Yeah. Yeah. I could not have said that better myself. That was actually perfect. I'm just saying, before this sign stealing thing allegedly began, Harbaugh was 0-6 against Ohio State on the hot seat. Okay. Dave Portnoy, who's the biggest Michigan defender right now, they pull up tweets of him saying fire Harbaugh every single week beginning 2018, like up until 2020. So everyone in Michigan wanted him out.
Are you telling me Dave Portnoy knew this whole time?
Well, he knows he's a fraud. He knows.
No, I'm saying, do you think Dave Portnoy was in on the cheating scandal and now he's just defending the whole thing? Because that's when he stopped saying fire Harbaugh.
No, he's just a fan. But Sure, we could go with that. I will just say though, like, I mean, this is pretty bad. And now Central Michigan, him being on the sidelines doesn't confirm that like them in Central Michigan were like trying to like take down other teams too. Like,
okay, well, I'm gonna say this. This is the one thing I'm gonna say as somebody who's
we can move on. We can move
on.
No.
This is the last thing I want to say. As somebody who's on sidelines for games, when I'm on the sideline and I'm looking around, right, I recognize every single person that is within the box. Okay, because if you're a anchor or media or something, you are not inside the box unless you are specifically affiliated with the team. Like you are the team's personal photographer and you're at the practice and everything. With him being dressed in actual full apparel and inside the box, okay, if I was a student worker on Central Michigan, if I was obviously coaches are a little bit more preoccupied. If I'm just somebody who's just there, if I'm a GA and just kind of doing my job, I would realize that he looks like he's out of place because he looks like he'd be a coach or a GA or something, not just somebody standing there. Like, even if you want to act as a scout, right, you're not wearing Central Michigan apparel. So to me, that's a little bit fishy because most people would have called him out for being a random dude standing in the box.
Yes.
Because you'd be able to recognize, like, hey, that guy looks out of place.
Oh, so you're saying Central Michigan was very.
I'm saying that there's in no way, like, would they not have known that he looked out of place?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also, it's like, let's say that wasn't Connor Stallions. Jim McElwain, if I pronounced that correctly, I probably did. But he, in his press conference, if he knew that guy, he would have brought him on stage and be like, nope, guys, this is Mitch. This is our GA. It is not Connor Stallions, but he didn't do that.
If that's not Connor Stallions, Michigan's first move right now should be shifting all of the blame onto Central Michigan and be like, no. Actually, that's the guy who's been doing this stuff.
Yes. Like, you'd start deflecting, but they haven't said that. Like, Michigan has had no comment on it. Like, Central Michigan in 4 seconds would have been able to check if they knew the coach or not. And if they haven't said anything yet, obviously it was Stallions. But yeah, okay. I mean, I think a multiple year bowl ban's pretty acceptable now. Like, actually fair. Like, this is bad. But okay, on the NFL. All right. Week 8, not quite go the way I expected. I went 10-6.
We tied.
I think you did better. Okay. Which is good, thank God, because we had a Germany game this week, and I know you would have forgotten it. So
I definitely did. I
want you to guess which game is the Germany game.
Dolphins Chiefs.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, that game I won't watch. That's at 6 a.m. Nope.
It's probably the best game of the week too. No, it is the best game of the week. Yeah, it is the best game of the week. Bills, Bengals, maybe, but no, Dolphins, Chiefs, best game of the week.
And it's at 6 a.m.
Smooth moves, NFL. Smooth moves.
Yeah, they should have flexed it. Move the Colts Panthers to Germany.
I just think having an international game be flexed is a little difficult. You're like, yeah,
I
Jaguars,
know it's not possible,
Jaguars, you're going international again for the third time.
Just like Doug Pearson's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's our bye week, man. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, but okay. Thursday night, Titans at Steelers, Germany game, Dolphins at Chiefs, early slate, Jaron Hall versus Taylor Heineke, Cardinals at Browns, Rams at Packers, Commanders at Patriots. Commies at Patriots. There's a lot at stake in that one. There's a lot at stake.
The freedom of
Western civilization
is at stake there.
All right. Bears at Saints, Seahawks at Ravens. Great bird matchup. Phenomenal bird matchup. Bucks at Texans, Colts at Panthers, which AR-15 versus Bryce not round 2. Just would have been great. Giants at Raiders, Boys at Eagles, Bills at Bengals, and Chargers at Jets in prime time. What a prime time game. Wow. I'm so excited for that one. But okay. This week, I've looked in the mirror. I've looked at myself. I've said, Grant, stupid idiot. Stop being such a dummy. Okay. Wake up, stop using your brain, and start using your heart. Okay. That's the answer to all of your problems in life. So we are going vibes.
Real quick, how many overall win? Like, what's your overall win total?
71 and 51, but under 60%. And that is
you
not
are
acceptable.
6 games behind me.
I feel like this gap should be larger. I'm a little.
I had a bad week a couple weeks ago. When you had your bad week, I wasn't much better.
You also had a okay, that adds up. But okay. Titans, Chiefs, Taylor Heineke, Browns, Packers, Patriots, which was a change. It was the commies, but because Western civilization is on the line, we have to go with the Patriots. Saints, but Bears is actually the vibes pick there. Seahawks, Texans, Colts, Raiders, Eagles, Bengals, and Chargers, but Jets is the vibe pick there. Now, which of those games is the most questionable vibes pick? And I think I know the answer.
I originally would have been Commanders and Patriots, but because of freedom,
Western civilization is on the line.
Yeah, it's not that.
Watch the. I'm gonna jinx myself now, so I probably shouldn't say it. But like, watch the Patriots just win.
You took Giants, right?
Raiders.
Oh, okay, then never mind. That would have been
most questionable vibe pick.
Well, no, I don't even think
Raiders?
It's questionable. I think it is the Raiders.
Yes, I mean, now that McDaniel's out, Devontae is free, okay?
I'd say your most questionable vibes pick is probably the Chiefs over the Dolphins. Because Mike McDaniel literally
was a head pick.
As a human being is a vibe.
Shit.
It's locked in now.
I know it is. I just realized. Of course.
Did you not see his press conference from Germany?
And they got there a day early. So there's so many things involved. I am, though, under the impression that Dolphins blow out the bad teams when they face real competition. That's
Taylor Swift is not going to be at the game.
That is true. And shit, the Chiefs
otherwise,
are 0-1 this season without Taylor Swift. And they lost to the fucking Broncos.
No, they beat us. They beat us without Taylor Swift.
Oh, I thought she was there for that.
Nope. Remember, I was complaining about the one game she did not go to in that span was the one in Minnesota.
Never mind.
She went to the big cities.
Shit, I thought I had a fun fact there.
Almost. Yeah, we disappoint. Okay. My picks, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Vikings when we get there. Steelers, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Packers. Call me the Soviet Union because I'm taking the Commanders. Saints, Ravens, Texans, Panthers, Raiders, Eagles, Bengals, and Jets.
Just to make this clear, you are fading the vibes. Okay, they're like
on that one.
I'll give you a moment to explain why the vibes go to the commies, but you got to sell me hard here. Okay, you got to outside of
the fight for the free
world.
Sell
me this fucking pen.
Outside of the fight for the free world. If you just look at the Commanders, okay, they are 3-4, 3-5. I don't remember, but they have a losing record. Okay, Ron Rivera's job, his ass on the fucking line.
I think Riverboat might be rowing after this season, no matter what. But yes,
but his ass for this year or the next job on the line. Okay, Sam Howell himself as a player is the vibe. Quarterback 1, quarterback 8, quarterback 21, and quarterback 7 over the last 4 weeks. Okay.
True.
Terry McLaurin. I'm having some problems today. Scary Terry. All right.
Thank you.
Vibe. Okay. Eric Bieniemy has some past experiences versus Bill Belichick defenses. Not a bad matchup.
That's more of the head pick. That's more a head reasoning.
See, the defense here, liability. But thankfully for the Commanders,
they're going up against
the Patriots.
Mac and cheese.
So, who has no wide receivers
Corkle.
And their best player on offense, I don't know if you
Malik Cunningham.
Well, yeah. Probably Mike Gesicki, but that works. So I don't know, man. It also just doesn't look like Bill's in his bag
their
this
best
year.
player on offense, technically special teams, but it's the kicker.
You know what? The only way, obviously, the free world, then that's kind of like this huge side of the scale.
I cannot go against the Patriots with knowing that's on the line.
If Josh McDaniels gets hired back there in like the next 2 days, Patriots all the way.
It would actually be so Patriots if 5 minutes after he got fired, he was announced as the Patriots OC.
Oh, we all know Bill lets these guys go.
He's on the phone with him right now. Like,
no, but he lets them go just to destroy other franchises.
And now Bill has the practice tape of the
He's
Ravens
guy. Yeah, Connor Stallions was on the sidelines over there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't steal. There's no signs in game. How do you steal signs? Practice tape. How do you get that?
Did you not realize that only after Bill Belichick got caught recording practices that he started letting his coaches go and get hired as head coaches and then get fired and come back?
Now, we're going to go the one quick counters. I know Saban left before, but Saban was ass in the NFL. So, I mean, that's a whole different. But you're onto something. I'm
just saying.
Like, okay, why did he want to plant him in Denver? What was the goal there? How did he know?
Wasn't that the Tebow season though? When they went to the...
But did he see them as a threat? I'm very interested. What went through Belly's head, or was it just as simple as he has?
Well, the objective is not to get the tapes. The objective is to tank the franchise and remove them from competition. So they're like, okay, this team doing pretty good right now. Tebow taking them to the AFC Championship game, but right? So now go along with this. We're gonna, hey, Bill's giving them the Order 66 text. All right, just Order 66.
This is my question. When Bill sends over McDaniels to Denver, his goal is to sabotage them. That is the assumption here. Now, under that assumption, we want to tank their franchise. Bill, is he sending McDaniels over because he knows he's incapable, so he can just let him go, job is done? Or is he telling McDaniels, I know it's going to hurt your reputation a lot. I know everyone's going to call you stupid, but I need you to act dumb. I need you to go.
I legitimately think it. Well,
Matt Patricia, he's defense, okay? So the OC, it's a whole different thing. But
no, with McDaniels, the thing is, he's an okay offensive coordinator when he's under Bill because he's reined in. But when he's let go, when he's let go, I think Bill just knows, this kid's just a fucking idiot. Like he's gonna just blow himself up. So
because I was gonna say it would actually be uber mega mind if Bill is like, I know it's going to take a hit to your reputation. I need you to be.
Well, I think that was more so with Matt Patricia than it was with Josh McDaniel.
I would feel like it's the other way around. I feel like Matt Patricia is a dum-dum. McDaniels, as OC, the Patriots are cooking. So, like, McDaniels might have a clause. Like, when I leave the Patriots, take a head coach job, I need to suck. And I'll come back, and then I can start trying.
Yeah, remember when he was blocked from joining, or he blocked himself from joining the Colts? Either they thought the Colts were already so bad that it was not necessary for him to leave, or Robert Kraft's grand plan of making him Josh McDaniel or Bill's successor. That now plan completely in the shitter after this experience gone.
I mean, if I'm Bob Kraft, there is only one man I'm looking to prepare and become that successor, and his name's Jordan McVay. He was just born a couple days ago, so that's who I'm looking at. He's the chosen one. That's right. Jordan McVay is Anakin Skywalker. All right, but okay.
He's going to bring balance to the NFL. Okay,
look, for a while, but let's talk Vikings.
I was going to say let me ramble a little bit here. So obviously, Jaren Hall is starting, and hopefully in this game we do not have a referee go and body tackle one of our corners and let the team get a touchdown again, because it was versus Taylor Heineke last year, where
I
referee...
thought you said that happened last week, and I was about to say
no. That's it was last year, the versus the Commanders with Taylor Heineke, that the ref literally body slammed one of our players.
Sorry, side note, I've noticed a significant uptick in slot receivers running into refs in games, like college football and NFL. I'm just curious.
I just don't know what the fuck th're doing. But
move those feet. All right.
Jaren Hall will be starting, and obviously we did not give up much for Josh Dobbs. We made 2 trades at the deadline. As for Cleveland, gone for a 6th-round pick. I think that was a little bit of an undersell. I think we could have gotten much more for him because he used to start for us. He was playing pretty well. To a team that is going to now use him to start, and probably could have gotten a higher pick when he left for free agency after this season, but whatever. With Josh Dobbs, we had a pick swap. So we gave Arizona a 6th-rounder for Josh Dobbs in the 7th, and that 7th-rounder can become a 6th depending on the way Josh Dobbs plays or how much he plays, whatever that condition is. So we gave up nothing. It's the same thing for Cam Akers. We gave up nothing. And the thing I'll give props to Kwesi for is Kwesi can do trades, minus the Ezra Cleveland trade. But like when it's coming to...
Shout out Tom Telesco, take notes right now.
When it comes to getting players from teams, he knows what he's doing. When it comes to giving players to other teams, no idea what the fuck's going on.
Okay.
I.e. some of the fucking draft trades we've done. We could have gotten Kyle Hamilton, and instead we got Lewis Cine. So, but I mean, Hawkinson, Josh Dobbs, Cam Akers. So we gave up nothing. And to me, one, it signifies that Nick Mullins, who is on IR right now, is not going to be healthy anytime soon because they did not want Sean Mannion's ass to be quarterback 2. Okay. And so I'm very happy to see. And it also shows to me, because they put so little cap into it, it makes it seem like, okay, Jaren Hall starting this week. I think Jaren Hall starts. All right. If he plays well, he's going to continue to start. If he starts to shit the bed, okay, then Josh Dobbs will start. Josh Dobbs essentially is the insurance plan. He's not there to be the guy like after this week.
Yeah.
It's Jaren Hall's job until he loses it. If that's this week, in 4 weeks, it is his job. And if he comes out and balls out,
you guys are 500 also. So I mean,
yeah, if he comes out and balls out, like, look, the worst case scenario for this year, we lost our starting quarterback. Justin Jefferson's still going to come back, but we lost our starting quarterback. The season itself is very like, whenever you lose your starting quarterback, you're always just like, all right, fuck, we don't know when the season is over, right? Vikings are still playing to win, but worst case scenario, you just can't. And that's not anything against like the team or the quarterbacks. It's just,
hey, Everett, all I'm saying, I remember a team who lost 2 starting quarterbacks and everyone counted them out. And that's how our very own Cardale Jones, the legend, became. Maybe the legend is.
I would also like to state the last time this happened. All right, Sam Bradford, 2017, played the best game of his career.
Oh my God, yes.
And then got hurt out for like 8 weeks. Case Keenum comes in. Case Keenum starts. Miracle run. And when Sam Bradford came back, was healthy, they were like, no, we're starting Case.
Miracle run. That is one way to describe it.
And 2017 made it to the NFC Championship game. Not going to state what happened, but we did make it there. It's not the first time this
was big dick
has happened. But
no one was beating
sad Case didn't get to see the light of day back in Minnesota. That was tough, but I do like the Josh Dobbs trade. I just do think that it's Jaren Hall's job until he loses it.
I'm sorry to go on another side tangent, but now that you bring up that season, Nick Foles backup coming in, Case Keenum backup coming in. Now Tom Brady was playing, but who did the Patriots beat that year to go to the Super Bowl?
Jaguars.
That was Jaguars.
That was Blake Bortles' good season.
Bortles is the GOAT starter.
Well, and they had that. They had that game too. Remember, it was until I'm pretty sure the refs slid Tom Brady.
I'm just saying, you can literally discount every single Patriots suit, every single one, every single.
What about the very first one though?
Tuck Rule.
Was that Tuck Rule? Was that was the first season?
The second one was technically clean.
I guess, yeah.
But the first one was Tuck Rule. Like, shit. I mean, I've never rewatched that game, but My dad still talks about it.
I don't think you were alive for that game.
No, we weren't. But my dad still personally impacted.
I was alive for that game.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
I was not alive for the 2001 Super Bowl, but I was alive for the 2001 season's Super Bowl.
Yes.
To clarify. So shit's always weird. But yeah, so that's the thing with the Vikings. We'll see how it goes this week, and we'll recalibrate and come back on next week. But unless you have anything else to say, I got 2 in-season wish lists that we'll wrap up with and we'll end the episode.
This is a message to the Chargers. Be better. That's my
preview. I'm not going to lie. You guys might lose the Jets.
Be better.
This week.
I'm not expecting to win this. I'm not expecting to win this. Like, no.
Yeah.
You didn't pick us, right?
No, I picked the Jets.
Yeah. Okay, good.
One thing that we could do, by the way. You
should hate me for picking Heineke this week, too.
Oh, no, I'm yeah, it is Heineke, but.
It was just vibes. I have to. It's Heineke.
If Arthur Smith starts passing it this week now.
Well, keep in mind, it's Heineke. He doesn't care what the play call is.
Actually, he says fuck that. He does whatever.
So, yeah.
And arguably, I mean, look, him on Washington was like the full vibes because it's Washington and it's Heineke. So that's actually kind of a downgrade now that he's on the Falcons with 100%. A better offense. But the offense is better.
In theory.
Yes. One thing we could do is coaches on the hot seats rankings. That's another thing we could do. But and we got the sirens going for that. Okay. In-season wish list. Actually, what's that? Jordan? Is Jordan McVay correct?
Yes, Jordan McVay. That's a storyline I will run with for a long time. Okay. Jordan McVay, I am your biggest fan.
Okay. Rams in-season wish list. Hope Matthew Stafford gets healthy fast. Hope that Stafford throws less interceptions. Create more defensive turnovers. Create more defensive pressure. Lean on the run game more. And hope that Jordan McVay is the next generation of Rams head coach.
Yeah, I'm just saying the potential in store with number 23, Jordan. I mean, the sky's the limit. Okay, I mean, wow. Let's just watch this story unfold, guys.
The only dude that might be able to compete with him is if Mike McDaniel had a kid.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to say. That is
Bill has had a kid, and I mean,
well, Steve Belichick is hilarious on the sideline.
It is great. It is great.
So funny.
But okay. Colts in season wish list. Hope Anthony Richardson comes back healthier than ever next season. Keep feeding Michael Pittman. Hope fourth down defense improves, and hope the offensive line keeps improving.
So I correct me if I'm wrong. I was about to say Shaq, or about to say Darius. Now Shaq Leonard, isn't he been banged up like on and off every week for like the past 3 years? Like,
Yep. And I think I don't know how much they're paying him, but I do think that he got a pretty hefty contract extension.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weird. Like I hate to say it, but like I can't stop thinking about where they'd be if Andrew Luck was still playing. That's a question that I will always ask for the rest of
it. It would be the season after the Phillip Rivers season when Jacoby was the quarterback, because that season, or maybe it was Jacoby before. Either way, the Jacoby season was the season. If Andrew Luck was there, they would have made the Super Bowl.
It's just
or maybe it's either way.
Double-digit winning seasons like every year, and that like last couple of years of Luck, and then the injury.
With that, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett Stakes and at Waterboy Grant. We post new episodes every.
Oh, sorry, real quick, Everett. Chase Young is a 49er. Go on.
No, nothing else needs to be said about
Bosa and Chase Young. Oh my God, the Ohio State pass rush duo we never got to see.
We post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Make sure to turn notifications on YouTube so you don't miss any of those. We post new TikToks every Tuesday to Sunday, unless Grant forgets to post. In which case, maybe it's on Monday or not, because maybe he'll forget again.
Sometimes you guys get a double on Tuesday. Ooh, a little spice up your Tuesday.
We post on Instagram twice a week. Don't want to miss any of that. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.